catching up on 2025 releases. 5 albums from August, to keep it recent, and the album that started the year with an absolute giga bang. Stick to your guns, keep planting flowers. One of my favorite releases ever, which is why I gave it a spotlight for this segment. 10 songs, all of them quite short, just straightforward. One of the greatest approaches in songwriting and production from Stick to Your Guns I remember. They stayed stable, same members, just great songs. Invisible Rain, one of my favorites. Just it's like a shower of cold water to your face for 2 minutes nonstop. More Than a Witness, the first released single, just bringing that classic Stick to Your Guns songwriting structure and having a great melody with really just raw vocals mixed in between. And it is followed up by Keep Planting Flowers, the title track, which is an emotional gut punch, really. And quite the contrast to More Than a Witness. Like the change in mood is so instant, or the change in energy is so instant that I had to pause the album when I first listened to it after track number 7, title track, because it's one of those slower stick to your gun tracks with still very, very raw vocals to it, where you can feel every bit of emotion in the voice, and the guitar just perfectly empathizing it, and then exploding into a really broad scene. Really great. Check it out. A vote about the album's philosophy by Jesse Barnett is that Keep Planting Flowers is a collection of songs that exist to spite the nihilistic narrative. A new world needs a new you. Which leads us to Alienation by 3 Days Grace. Yes, a new you. Adam Goncha returns, but didn't return to replace Matt Waltz on the vocals, but to join up with him. I was caught completely by surprise by this news when it got announced, but turns out it works pretty well. And like I would say they very well together. Like the approach to the songs to just share the stage in each song and not splitting duties up for like, oh, your voice fits better on this song or that song or stuff like that. Just share it and have different moods for different singers, or just the same mood with different singers. It's great. It works well. Mayday is one of my highlights, one of the first releases, or maybe even the first. And Death Wish is one of the darker themes, or like 3 Days Grace themes are always dark, but Death Wish really brings you back to the days. If it weren't for a bit of overproduction, like I think there's a bit of roughness missing in the records, which is not to say they're bad or anything. Just if it was released 20 years ago, Death Wish would have been one of the roughest songs from 3 Days Grace. Yeah, a funny quote I found was that Brad Waltz said, at one point they were literally playing rock, paper, scissors to decide who would sing a part, which just shows you that they had a lot of fun creating this album, and I hope there's other people out there having a lot of fun listening to the album, like myself. Yes. And from changes to comebacks, Daybreak by Woe Is Me. 13 years since the last release, 2012 Genesis. And they reunited in 2022. Ben Ferris and Corey Ferris on keyboards and bass, which departed in March 2025. So they got replaced afterwards. Yeah, the songwriting stuck. It's a pretty great album that fits in the scene. And it's a comeback that was really just fueled by fans. They announced reunion shows, and the band started trending on Twitter in the US, which is quite a thing, I believe, for a band like this. And so they just came back, and even though they never discussed new music as a band, like they didn't say, oh, let's get back together and start writing and all that, it just happened. You can feel that natural approach. Some of the songs have a really different feel to them in production and songwriting, which is with like naturally progressing songwriting. It happens because it's quite a lot of time, and you can tell that they really grew and are not just throwing punches on every single song on the album like they used to. I liked it very much. Now, one of the more big albums here by a band who also underwent changes. So many changes in the scene lately, but also a lot of nice comebacks. Atmospheric by Hands Like Houses. They replaced Trenton Woodley, who departed in 2023, with Josh Raven. And the transition opened a whole new world for creative discovery, which really shows on this album, where they have a unique approach to songwriting or album production by splitting up into 4 discs, with a 5th bonus disc on the deluxe edition, which has acoustic songs and one special version of The End, which I really, really like. For this, I was focusing on the main discs. I highlighted one song from each disc, which to me, these songs really just showed the difference of the 4 discs the best. The opener, Heaven, just a really great rush, adrenaline rush at the beginning of an album. Then Panic, highlighting the difference between the discs the best, in my opinion. And Obey featuring Kellen Quinn, just because I'm one of the biggest Kellen Quinn fans out there. Every song with him is a highlight for me. And Fatally Fractured, a more classic song by Hands Like Houses, but really, really great. Which already wraps everything I have to say about this album. I liked it very much. You can listen to the discs in just a 4-piece. Like, it's wrapped. There's like no... you're not missing out if you're not listening to the whole album, but you can feel the changes if you do listen to the whole album. Buried in Jade by 1000 Below, Adept's supporting act for their tour this year, is opened by a really aggressive fueled song, Kerosene, followed by my favorite of the album, Palace of Dread. And they just have a more melodic approach to the music, fitting Adept quite a lot, but also a lot of emotional balance in there. So it's not just post-hardcore with melodies, it's a lot of emotions. And I would say Buried in Jade, the finisher of the album, is just one of those perfect finishing songs. It goes almost 5 minutes. It has a great slow build into a nice and big scene. Seasons is an approach by Her Last Sight. I talked about them before in the touring action. They are from Israel. Check them out. They released their second Seasons EP, I would say, with just 7 songs, Summer, recently in August. And my favorite song here was Dead End featuring The Curse Within, which gave me a feeling of listening to an Avenged Sevenfold song from 2003, maybe. You know, or just like Unholy Confessions, maybe. It's the song isn't quite similar, and I can't really figure out why it gave me that feeling, but I just got it, and it was amazing to listen to it. I'll check them out live. Maybe you will too. If so, let me know.